Good morning, friends. Welcome to Nemi's Crafty Cafe. It's Nemi Batstone, and I'm coming to you from my craft space in Cooks Creek, Manitoba. Thanks for joining me this morning, and thank you and welcome if you're catching the replay. Just gonna make sure I'm good to go here, and it looks like I am, so that's awesome. I'm just gonna turn this off so that we don't get the extras. So if you're here, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And your name will get entered into a draw to win this week's projects. And I also wanted to point out a few things to remind you as well that this Saturday, I can't believe it's this Saturday, I'm back again with my Coast to Coast fellow demonstrators, and 5 of us are putting on a kickoff of the new catalog and sharing 2 projects each. So we each have a card and we have a 3D project each. And it's all day Saturday. So every hour on the hour, I think it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And I believe that's what it is. And every hour on the hour, there will be a new video for you to watch. So, and if you can't, don't worry, just join the group and you can always catch the replay afterwards. Just a reminder too, anything over $100 or more is product of the month. Now you can choose the stamp set or last month's product of the month. So really it's up to you. Which I love, and mine hasn't arrived yet, so I can't even show it to you. And as demonstrators, we don't even get to see or get to pre-order it. Now, my February 26th is February. This should say January. Sorry, that is wrong. This should be January. So this month you're getting the lovely Notes designer series paper. And you can use whatever you have in your stash for stamping. And it also comes with a free gift, which is the bag. So this time again, I made 6 cards. So you're gonna get 2 of each. And then on top of that, you're going to get 3 of the bags, which is awesome. And with a tag that goes along with it. And I just wanted to remind everyone that I only have 5 spots left, like literally 5 spots. So I will be promoting it to kind of get those 5 spots filled up after I hear back from the regulars, because there's a few that have still not signed up. But it is a 3-day weekend event for $165. So, and it's catered on Saturday, and then we have a light meal and ice cream bar on the Friday. Then Sunday, we have social lunch because it ends at 5, so there's no dinner, and all the leftovers. So it's so much fun. Anyway, I enjoy it, and I'm so happy that we're going to actually sell out again. So let's get started. Today, I thought I would do something a little different, and I hope you're okay with that. We are still going to create a card because I have to ship you one. But I wanted to share with you our new packaging, right? So our new packaging comes in these big container, or big sleeves, I should say. It's like this, right? And then what they also do is, where is my other one? Let me grab another one, sorry. I thought I had it here, and I don't. Now, you can also buy these sleeves. These sleeves are available in packs of 10 and are very reasonably priced. And they also, oops. So all of them come separately. So I just wanted to show you, because I already put this one together, but I wanted to show you what some of the things I do. So the dies came in one pack, the stamp sets came in another, and I haven't transferred this one, so I should probably show you how I transfer this one. So this came in this pack, like so. Like that. And then this one came separately like this. Because I do a lot of crops, and then when I do the crop, I don't like to bring more than I need. And so what I like to do is try and conserve as much space as possible. So I'll take this out. Now you have a choice. You can transfer this to magnetic sheets, or you can leave it as is. I personally would transfer it to magnetic sheets because I like that. And when at my crops, I bring all my stuff so then people use it. And I like to use, I'll buy them off Amazon. But if I have a Michael's coupon, especially a 40% off, then I will use this. And I will buy this Pro Mag magnetic adhesive sheet pack. And they're great because you can cut them down to whatever size you want. And if you have a local dollar store, here it's Dollar Tree and Dollarama, then you can also find these fridge magnets, which work great. And you can see they're just slightly bigger than this. So I'll use this just to showcase. And usually I use my big trimmer, but I'm probably going to not do that just because I don't have enough space in the camera. So I'm just gonna open this up like so. Now, sometimes what I like to do, because it's not very stable, is I will grab some of the old backings that you get with our designer series paper. And those are very handy because they give your stuff some stability, right? So we have, like in the US, you can just order these in the right size from Stampin, Stampin Storage or scrapbook.com, whichever. And this works perfectly right here on those. So they're just your standard 12 by 12. So then that just gives it a little more strength in it. Now you could also just use this, which is also what I like to do. So I'll just take this, rip off the backing or pull back the backing and line this up. I probably should have did this in a separate video, but you know, I was like, it's Tuesday. What tips can I share with you? And we're just gonna pile this up here. So I'm gonna line this up in the corner. So you can see I didn't pull the whole thing off because this is so sticky that once I do, that's it. You know, you're pretty much screwed. Okay, so there we go. So then now we have this to cut off and we have this to cut off. So you can just take your trimmers or an old pair of scissors, or you can run it through your emboss and cut machine, or sorry, through your paper trimmer. Why did I say emboss and cut machine? That's weird. Okay, so I'm gonna add this back on because I'm gonna use my paper trimmer just because it's easier. So let me move this out of the way. So I'm just gonna slide this in. And then we're just gonna cut along that line, right? And we're gonna go a couple times just to make sure it goes through. Let's see. Yep. And it did. And then same thing on the bottom. So now I have this piece, right? So then I'm just gonna take this piece here and stick that back on, just so that I don't get it all gooey on my paper trimmer. Alright, this isn't working. Why? You know what? I've been complete butterfingers today. It's insane. Like it's just crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay, I have to believe it's 9 a.m. already. Okay, see, that peeled off real thin. So then you can reuse these or chuck them in the garbage, whatever works for you. I like, if I get a thick enough strip, I will keep it because they work great for your paper pumpkin ones or your, for the smaller die packs, right, that come with paper pumpkin or whichever. So, actually, I should have did that the other way. What was I thinking? Okay, I just realized I did that the wrong way. Oh, genius. Because now this side should have been sticky down. Duh. Okay, so we're going to fix that. And I usually like to take a picture or something because then I know how it all laid out. Oh my, I'm giving you the worst tips. Okay, so tip number 1, remove your die cuts. Tip number 2, good morning, Christine. Christine, today is a great day to be here because it's full of laughter and stupidity. So I was just doing a tip on how to make magnetic sheets, and look what I did. I put this on the wrong side. So now when you actually stick this into your paper, into your sleeve, it's gonna stick. So just grab a scrap piece of copy paper, because that's my trick to everything, is use copy paper. And because this is 8.5, and literally, I bet you didn't know that, but I'm gonna go this way just to make sure I'm covered, because I'm not very smart today. I don't know why. I'm just not. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness. So that'll cover that up. Oh, the joy, the joy. And I'm just going to do this real quick and just cut it down. Honestly, I probably should just stick it through my paper trimmer, but this is just fine. So when you screw up, just use paper copy. Copy paper. Paper copy. Crazy. What a day. Time to go back to bed. It was a long day yesterday, though. So, only because it was the death anniversary of my mom. So I was like, oh. So this goes here. Now, these all should go back on the same way they came, because they should fit, because it's the same size. Nothing changed. Right? Now, I do like to take my Brother printer and stick on here everything that, the number of dies, but it's also here. And I also like to put the date, like when this came. Like, was it a online exclusive, or was it from the mini catalog? And I also like to add the price, because then I know how much it is. Because if I choose to sell it, then I know how much to sell it for. Okay, and then we have this one, and I'll just put the chickie in there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. So because it comes in it separate, I just like to add it to the back side. So then now, so you have these two. So then now my dies and my stamp sets are together. Now, I'm sure you've seen many people take the stamp set as well and copy it. So I'll save that for another day. But this is where you take the die, the stamp set now, and you can create a mirror image of it and add it so that you know exactly where all of your stamps go. And again, you can just do that on copy paper and stick it to the back. Sometimes I use leftover cardstock, because if I have cardstock, then I'll use cardstock. But that's how I transfer my dies onto here. Now, what you also can do is add outlines so you know exactly where to put it again. I don't think it's necessary. However, sometimes I do, especially with intricate ones, because when we go to crop, then people who are at my crop know exactly where everything goes, because sometimes things get mixed up. And I always tell them to make sure you check it to make sure it's correct, and then check it again to make sure it's all back. So then now the fun thing is you now get a separate one. So now I've just gained a free die set, at which point you can go in And again, take one of your older ones, so this one's changing leaves, and add it to this set. So what I like to do is do that. So I take this piece, and the reason I take this piece is because it has the backing, it has this, and you'll see it does fit. So then I like to cut it. So you're getting double. So this is the best part, is you're getting double. And then I'm gonna cut this down. Now I can't remember, because this is the sleeve part. I mean, you can keep it if you want, but I don't think it's necessary because you also have that. And then I just take a sheet of copy paper. Again, like there's so many different ways you can do this. You can also, like, I've done it multiple ways, and I'm just finding what is the cheapest and quickest way to do it. And then you can just fold this in half. I think it works if I fold it in half. I can't remember if it's, because I believe it's 9. Oh no, that's tall. So, let me just double check. Yeah, it fits. So this should fit in here perfectly, which I believe it does. Or you could cut off half an inch. Okay, we'll do that. We're going to cut off 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to do 1/8 because I've already folded it in half. So you can cut off 1/4 inch and then trim it. I just needed a wee bit more. Okay, so then this is the back, right? So this is my die. So the one thing I love is it's reverse, right? So then you can just take the plastics that they come in and add that there. So I prefer to use the thick piece and lay that flat. Where is my pack? I forgot to pull out that pack. Oh, I keep it in I keep all the extras because you never know when you're going to need it again. And, oh, I thought it was here. I don't know why I always lose, I think. Oh, right, because it's see-through, so then I can never find it. It's kind of annoying sometimes. And I should have been more prepared. I apologize. So, where is it? Oh, yeah, I can't find it, so I'm going to steal it from another one. That's just easier. Let's just do that. Oh, there isn't one. Oh, well, I can still find this one. It's here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'm going to show it later because I don't know where it is. I like to use the thick one. But anyway, your dies would go on this. And I'll show you tomorrow. And then we'll put this and then this. So then this now goes in here. And I now have a new package for my stamps that I want to keep. Okay? So I'll show you where that is tomorrow because I don't know where I put my pack of. I save all there's a stiff pack and then a thinner pack. And I like to use the stiff pack as the bottom. I don't know where I put it. Well, I guess I could have stole it, but anyway, that's how I do that one. So now I've got my old one and my new one in packaging. So I just turned something old into something new. Good morning, Margaret. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Your cards are in the mail, so hopefully it gets there in the next few days. Okay, so let's get crafty. I wanted to do a few techniques today and something a little fun, so I think I went a little cray-cray, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to show you. So today I decided to use, because I told you yesterday I needed to make 2 masculine cards because I have 2 nephews who are having a birthday and I'll need it for Friday. So I was going to do them, do one. And I'll do one tomorrow. And then you can vote and tell me which one I should give. And then the other one you'll get. Okay, so where is my card? Oh, here it is. So here's the fun card I created. I used old and new. So let's get playing with that. So I'll show you how I made that. I'm not going to keep it there very long because I want to see. But I'm going to twist it up a bit. So again, this is Nature's Walk. I was going to do one in blue. And then I was like, but then I'm like, oh, I kind of want to create with this one. So I was debating, but then maybe I'll save this one for another day. And then we have our greens. So I'm going to use this green, I think, to stay with the theme. And then you'll get one in the mail, obviously. And then the other one will go to my nephew. I'm like, what's his name? To my nephew. Okay, so this is kind of an ombre effect one. So you can see how it goes from the dark all the way to the light, because we have tons of green in here that we can actually use. So that is what we're going to work with. So I'm going to take a piece of this, and then we're also going to layer that on top. So to make it simple, well, it's always never that simple, but I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go at 4 1/4. Actually, I'm going to go at 4 because this is 12 by 12. So then that way I still have the other 2 pieces to use for something else. Okay. So then, because that's how I like to roll. This is my DSP sampler. So now I have another 2 more that I can do cards with or whatever for scrapbooking. Okay, so I went 4 1/4, right? So then here, I'm going to go 4 1/4 because that is your standard card. Your card is 4 1/4. And then again, keep this because you can use it for scrapbooking or whichever. I forgot there's the B side. Like, look how beautiful that is, right? So I debated on using those too, but then I was like, nah. And that one's very solid. Okay, so we have that. It's just a standard square. And then all we're going to do is we're going to rip. So, you know, the usual ripping technique. And you're just going to rip a little bit off of each bottom. Doesn't matter. Don't worry if you do too much. It's just to create that effect. Or you do too little. Don't panic. It's not a big deal. Or you get stuck like I just did. And so I'm going to rip from the other end because I moved it curved up. So then I can't continuously go. And there we go. So there's our piece. And then we need another layer. And this is like almost like an evening evergreen. But the darkest green we pretty much have is pretty peacock. So it's, I wonder if you could even like go black, but I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm going to take, and I don't have, well maybe I do. Just let me double check here. I'm curious for a second here to see if black works better. No. Because it's so close. But I think we should, or you could almost do Secret C, I guess, right? Because Secret C is also very dark, but I think it's too much on the blue. Yeah, it's just too much on the blue side. So we'll stick with Pretty Peacock. So to add to the funniness, I actually dropped, I don't know what you would. I like to always have cut pieces ready to go. And especially when I go to crops, then I'm only taking this. But then I dropped them all on the floor when I was trying to find colors. It was just like, what is going on? I'm telling you, you just have those crazy moments. It's just so frustrating. Anyway, so we're just gonna rip again. Why? See? Just not winning on the ripping today. What else? So I have that. And I'm going to trim it because I don't need the whole thing. Okay. And then I'm going to rip another piece. I mean, you could keep the whole thing, but we want to show the other layer that shows up underneath as well. Okay, and then I'm trimming. Seriously, no rhyme or reason. And I'm frugal. So now I have this piece I can use for another project. So, frugal, there it is. Oh, why is Coastal Cabana here? Okay, so there's our pieces. We don't need those. Dump that in my junk bin. So now this goes like so. And this goes like so. So see, we don't need the whole backing. So let's grab some more here. Some more glue. And then we're just gonna stick that on along the bottom. You could do a layer, a little itty bitty layer of black if you wanted to. I'm almost tempted to. Why not? Okay. But then I think I would have did it first. Yeah, I would have did the black first. So forget it. Okay, so we're just gonna slide that on. Tearing is just a simple and fun technique, especially if you have two-tone cardstock. If I had two-tone cardstock in Pretty Peacock, I probably would have used that. So there is our piece right there. And then I layered it against a piece of plaid that I had. Now this plaid, and I notice it's not perfect, which is fine. And this plaid is actually basic beige, but I don't want basic beige. I want a darker color. So we're going to, but I like the basic beige. So we're going to take this and we're going to take some early espresso. Okay, because that is one of the colors we can use. It actually asks, pecan pie is probably the one that's in there. Now, if you have a glass mat like I do, you can just go right on the glass mat. Now, or I'm just going to show you another tip and trick is this is covering, so we can just use the center to blot our ink. So I'm going to grab that and go like this and then bring this in. Now, I want this really dark. Now, these are going to my nephew. So one of my nephews, he's so cute. He says he keeps all the cards I make because he's never really received homemade cards. So this one nephew is my niece's boyfriend. So he's really not my nephew, but he's family already. And he told me, like, even my Christmas card or whatever I package, he keeps them. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. So I like to go the extra mile for him on my cards because I know he's not tossing them in the garbage. Okay, so this is early espresso, right? So here I used pecan pie and I thought it wasn't dark enough. So I chose to use early espresso on this one because I really wanted it dark to match the darkness inside this. And it's not very often, we do masculine cards, right? Like it's really hard to do masculine cards. It's so easy to do all the girly cards or more feminine cards, I guess I should say. Okay, so let's check this. So now this, oh yes, I love it. Now this goes like so. Now could I just use early espresso? Yes, but it was too dark. I wanted something a little lighter. And who doesn't love to blend? Okay, so now we add some blending there. So that looks pretty darn cool. So, except for this edging here. So what I think I'm going to do, because I don't know that, is, because I didn't cut it properly, is I'm going to cut that off. So we're going to go to 4 inches. Oh, I should have went. And then we're going to go 5 1/4. Then we're going to add another layer. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my brush again because I cut those ends off and just make sure those edges are dark. So that I don't see the white core coming through on those edges that I cut or may have cut. This edge. Oh, my dresser here, my drawer is banging the side. So my table's shaking right now, just so you know. Okay, let's put my brush aside. And now that goes like this. Oh yes, so now I'm gonna have to trim this down. No, maybe not. I don't have to trim that down. Okay, so I got a little bit of a mess here, so I'm just gonna grab my chamois and wipe it. There we go, all clean, ready to go. Okay, so we did cut that off, so I'll show you early espresso. Do I have a piece cut already? Let me just double check, or maybe I'll go with black. I think that's what I'll do. Or, let's check first. Here's a piece of early espresso. So you can see how it's slightly different. But let's see what the black looks like. I always go rogue. It's like, I got a design, but then I start going differently. So, every single time, you know, it's always the case. I kind of like the black. I think the black punches more. Let's see if this is the right width though, because then I can reuse it. And it is not. So let me grab another piece of basic black. So I'm going to cut this down to your standard card front, which is 5.5 by 4.25. Okay. And then we're going to layer it on top of that. So now this is our card front. There we go. And now we have our card front. Oh la la, I like. I hope you like it. There we go. So slightly different, right? So I wanted darker. So this is pecan pie on that basic beige, but I wanted to go darker. I almost feel like I need that other layer in there. I'm going to add another layer, because I want more. I think this one's going. Well, boy, you have to tell me which one you like more. And then that's who's going to win the card. That's the card that will get shipped. So, because either way works for me. So this goes here, this goes here. Yes, much better. And then this. Then I feel like I'm wasting that little. So if you have any shapes or any projects you have coming up, this is where you want to cut them, because you want to cut those out now. And I think I'm going to use that layer, and we'll see how that looks. If I add the brown instead, or do I want to go a lighter brown? Oh, I may want to go a lighter brown, because I did go lighter on the other card. Or I want to go a lighter green is what we want to do. Okay, so that one's gonna stay. Okay, so that's our card front. So some assembly required. So let's just glue that all together so we don't screw up. I'll bring it down a bit since I don't need all that space anymore. Just let me know if that's too close. Okay. Oh, I think I'm running out. Did you know that our adhesives, for some strange reason, there was no adhesive sale, is currently on back order? I'm like, what happened? Does anybody know why all of our adhesive is on back order? Oh, right, because we had that. Didn't we have another free shipping or something? So I think everybody literally replenished their stock. So I'm like, where is all the adhesive? But I think it's going to be in time for crop, which means I can have a whole bunch available for resale. or retail, I should say, not resale. So I guess so. Anyway, I always like to have extra on hand because sometimes we forget and don't bring enough. There you go. And then we're gonna do this one. Lots of nice thick layering going on here, which is what I love. Why not? It's Tuesday, Technique Tuesday. Let's call it Technique Tuesday. Okay, so I'm gonna move this closer to the top. Not like there's much left. So, and then I'm gonna tap it just to make sure I'm lined up on either edge. And I am, so that's good. And now we have tons of green to work with. We have all these shades of green to work with. And so I think I'm gonna try and pull out one of the darker greens in here. So it almost, like, I don't see much mossy meadow in comparison to like this one here. I use mossy meadow and old olive because there's like little speckles of it. But here I don't see much of that. But this green here almost looks more like a garden green, I think, or versus a shaded spruce. So let's just double check. It's pretty darn close because I don't think Pretty Peacock is the right one to use there. In fact, like, it's still even just as dark. So the other option is shaded spruce, but I think that's too bright of a green. Yeah, it's too bright. So mossy meadow would work, but I think I do like the garden green. And on this one, I think I'm gonna go a little different and try gold instead of white, or copper, I should say, instead of white. So we're gonna take, good morning, Irene. We're gonna take the embossing buddy. I'm like, what's this thing called? How you doing, Irene? And then we're gonna take that Changing Leaves. Now this comes with an awesome die set. Now this is also retired, but I love it because my Nature Walk bundle did not arrive yet. And it's very similar. There's one big leaf in there that's very similar. So again, I can turn this into my pack, which I should do. So here are, so this one has this big die. It actually has two sets. So if we're to put this into our big envelope here, I wouldn't be able to fit it all because this takes up this much space. And then, oh, maybe, let's see. 1, 2. Oh, it's these shapes that are a problem. 3. Let's see. Oh, wait, because yeah, we could take a circle. Does that fit? No, it doesn't fit. I do like the circle though. This can go inside the circle. Oh, it might work. That can go there. And yeah, oh, it's a little tight. It's a little tight. Well, if we move some stuff around, it might actually fit. What do you think? Yeah, it just might. Okay, so let's come back to that. I'll do that at the end. That way you can actually see it. So let's just move that out of the way. So now this one's weird because it comes in a set of 3, but we only need that one. So that's what we're gonna focus on. Okay, so we're gonna keep that. So then that is where we're going to add our heat emboss. So we're gonna take the big guy, and now I've already done this once, so I stuck it on my Stamparatus, or whatever you want to call it. And I've got my mat here, and I'm gonna hold that down like so. And we're going to ink up, which I have over here. And I'm going to take this. Oh, I guess I should be okay. Now I'm going to need my embossing powder, my Versamark ink. And we're going to dab that. have that as much. So I did upsize from the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus because I just felt it just was too small for me. And because I do use big dies, or big stamps I should say, especially when I'm doing scrapbooking, because a 12 by 12 sheet needs big. It means big business. And then we're just gonna put that down, and then I'm lazy, so I like to use my stamp, what do you call these again? What are these called, right? I forget what they're called. Stamptabulous helpers. This is great if you have arthritis in your hands because it's such a pain. Okay, and then we're gonna lift, and there we go. Oh, I think I might have missed a smidge there, and I hope my paper didn't move. Let's just double check. Oh, it did move. Okay, we'll see how that works. We might have to do some cleaning. Okay, so let's add. Yeah, it moved. Okay. I don't find those magnets very strong, so I should have pulled it. Oh yeah, it totally messed up. Okay, we did not win on that one. I should have pulled the magnets from my Stamparatus because those ones are stronger. I think it's just because of the sheet. So let's try that again because it didn't work. See, I'm not having the greatest day, I'm telling you. Not a very successful day today. What's that supposed to mean then? Okay, let's make sure, and I'm gonna make sure I ink those leaves up because there's so many intricate components there. Okay, and that should be good. And just to slide this back in. Don't worry, the one thing I like too about Versamark ink is it doesn't dry right away, so we have time. So let's push down on there and hope this time it works. Okay. Ooh la la, much better. Okay, and I'll get that out of the way for us. Now we should be good. Now we're gonna grab that copper embossing powder. I like to use bowls versus pouring into coffee filters, folded paper, parchment, or wax preferred. And oh, you know what? I forgot to use my embossing buddy. I'm like, why is it sticking? Oh, because I forgot to emboss, to put my embossing powder on there. Okay, so we have a little bit of a clump there. So that's where our brush comes in handy. And get some of that off. It doesn't really matter, actually, I just realized because we, whatchamacallit, we're gonna die cut it anyway. It's so pretty. Okay, like normal heat embossing, if you've never done it before, you remember you're just heating the paper and what you're doing is melting down until that powder shines. Now look at that, so pretty. That's my favorite part. And it's also one of my husband's favorite techniques because he likes the fact that it changes like this. Okay? So beauty! There we go. Look at that shine. You can see it shining through too. Excellent. So now we're going to take this and we're going to line it up. And because this has this fancy dancy three die cut, just making sure, I'm going to use my tape. So this is removable tape. I think I've shared this before. So here's another tip for you, is if you do not have a magnetic plate for your embossing cut machine or whatever you use, then tape is your best friend. And so you can get this off Amazon. So I just buy it off Amazon. Once you buy it once, it stays in your list, and then you can just keep buying it again. It means it will get better. I hope so, Christy. I hope so. So, I hope my day does get better. Okay, so now I'm just off to the side here, and I'm just running through my embossing cut machine. And I'll just bring it over to show you because we're kind of running out of time. Because I showed you how I put together. I didn't do a very good job, so maybe I should do that again. But show you how I reuse what I got. Okay. There we go. So there it is. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so then that's going to go here. Okay, so we have powder. I'm going to show you another tip. I have one of these little robot duster picker-uppers. And so you can use a Swiffer too, by the way. So it's a little machine, and it's going to pick up all my powder dust. A little noisy, but it works. And did you know they also come in different colors and shapes? And then, again, I got that one off Amazon. There we go. Oh, I love it. Seriously, what do you think? Tell me what you think. Okay, so I'm going to bring in that darker color. So we're going to go with black because I like the darkness, like right there. And we're going to do happy birthday. So I have two different happy birthdays. I have happy birthdays from Not 29 Anymore, which is another retired set. And then I have happy birthday here. So I'm going to use Simply Said. So we have happy birthdays everywhere. So pull out whatever you have from your stash. This is not a buy what I got. It's never. So we're just going to take that and we're going to, maybe I'll do it over here and waste that side. So we're going to pick that up. Okay, and then we're going to add powder. Like so. And then I'm going to add my embossing there. And then stamp it. Happy birthday. Uh-oh. I think I went too close. Yeah, I went too close, so we'll do it again. Just grab my embossing here to cover that up. And then we'll, maybe I should have just went on the other end or grabbed another piece of scrap. And then we'll ink that up. Like so, and then grab our copper again. Thanks, Christine. It's not very often we get to make masculine cards, right? So that was my plan, was to get that masculine cards done. I think I might add this one or something similar to cookies and cards next week. So cookies and cards is next week. So I'm excited about that. And I'm hoping my DSP packs all arrive next week as well. Okay, there we go. Happy birthday. Love it. I'm just going to do that for a little bit more on that H. Now, you notice I did put my heating pad or my oh my gosh, I'm stumbling on my words. My heat tool directly onto my glass mat because my glass mat does handle that. It does handle heat. So, just because I did it, and if you have a different glass mat, just be careful. I don't want you to copy me and then your glass mat cracks. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this again over to my emboss and cut machine. Save us some time by just doing it off to the side here. Okay. And then bring that in. And we'll save those pieces again. That's the other thing, is this repositional tape is available to use over and over again. So don't feel like you need to keep it. Or, I mean, toss it. So then this goes on there like so. So we're just gonna glue this down. Now I'm gonna use black dimensionals. Oh, they were sitting here. Where did they go? Where are my black dimensionals? They were right here. Anyway, let's move you. And it's probably here because I was using it earlier. So now it's like MIA because I didn't put it back. And dimensionals, probably right in front of my face and I can't see it. As always. Yikes, it's like searching day. What is up with that? I don't know why I can't find anything. Alright, I'm not going to waste your time, so let's just grab another pack. I need another pack anyway. Okay, so let's grab some black dimensionals. And I'm just going to use the minis. This is a new fresh pack. How often do you do that? Quite often, says I. Okay, let's put this where it belongs so I don't lose them. Now we're going to take this, and then on the back side of this, I'm going to add a mini to each one so that it pops up. It stays popped up in the mail. Oh, my fat fingers don't pick up. Oops, got to switch my tip. There we go. Forgot to switch the tip. And there. A little bit goes a long way. Then we're going to take some mini glue dots. I'm going to add one there because I want this to stay flat. And there. And one more. I'm not too concerned about the bottom. Well, here, I'll put one here because the sentiment will hold it flat. Okay. Oh, I should just use my take your pick tool. Okay, and then we're just gonna lay that flat here on the front of the card. What do you think so far? Beautiful. Okay, so now another tip. I'm full of tips today, so I hope you will keep this video and save it. Is I'm gonna pull this here. It's also gonna be on my YouTube, so don't save this one because Facebook removes all videos after 30 days. So I transfer all my videos online to my YouTube page so that it's there. And then plus it's easier to follow or find. So this is our early espresso and old olive. So I'm going to use early espresso, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it'll work. Instead of old olive. Although old olive is one of the colors. If I can find the end here. And I'm going to do a figure 8. So I want my figure 8 this way. So this was something my team was struggling with when we were doing our project. I was like, what? So you could either make a bow or do a figure 8. So I thought I would do a figure 8 to show you how to do this. So all you're doing is running it across, and then you're going to figure out how much you want sticking out. So then mine's about that. It's kind of curly because obviously it was wrapped because it wraps around the big tube. So then once you, oops, it's supposed to be easy, but it's not staying. So we'll go like so, and then like so. And then I'm just using my finger to hold it, and then like that. Then I'm going to take another piece of tear tape. Let's just double check it. So you can see on the back side how your loops look, and then you have a tail on each end. And I'm happy with that loop. It's very windy from the roll. And I'm just going to put another piece to hold it in place. And then we're going to take our scissors and just cut that tail off. Okay, now we're going to take a couple dimensionals again. I'm going to stick one on the end and then one on this end. We're going to pop those off. And then that's going to go onto the front of my card. Oh, I did it wrong way again. Well, not the wrong way, but I wanted my ribbon to go the other way, but that's fine. And then we're just going to stick that where we want to have it showing. For some reason it's weaving, so we'll pull this through. And where's my tail on this end? Stuck to my dimensional. There it is. Oh, still stuck. Wants to go. It's magnetized to the dimensional. Seriously, look at that. Oh, I'm not having a very good crafty day. That's not a good sign. There we go. Oh, I love it. What do you think? It's turning out fantastic. Okay, last but not least. Oh, I just saw my bling and I think I pulled it out. There it is. You're using some bling from my retired stash, which is low profile dots. These were given out at one of my crops. And so I'm just gonna take this and add them where I like. I'm using the bigger ones because then it adds more flair there and more visibility. And I'll put one right about here, I think. There we go. Okay, so now it just needs a card backing, right? Like this is just the front. So now we just need a card base. And I just like, because this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, we're just gonna take a white card base, which I have plenty of, and then add that to the back. Okay, so this is a thick basic white, and I just have a whole bunch of them cut up ready to go. So then I'm just only using 1/4 of my colored cardstock. And then we're just tapping on each end to make sure we're flush. And voila, there you have it. And then I thought it would be funny to add one of these. Let's get this party started so I can be home by 9, because you know they are turning 21. So you can put that on the inside of the card if you like, or something else. I like this one too. Treat yourself, because I am gonna put 50 bucks in it, because I didn't get you anything, but that one's funny. But you know, money counts, so there you go. So there's our card. So let me know which one you like better. Which one do you like? Do you like this lighter pecan pie one with the green? Or do you like the darker colored one, which is garden green and the black embossed? So let me know, and then that's what's gonna go in this week's prize. So I'd love to see you. So don't forget to like, and share and comment. Even if you say watching replay, it gets you a draw, and then you'll win this at the end of the week, and it will ship on the weekend. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. What time is it? 9:57, not bad. Have a great day. So you can leave right now if you choose to leave. But I am going to also create another one of these that holds these dies together and put that in place. So if you want to see that, you can stay. If not, feel free to go. But my video is to share you the cards is nice. Both are nice. They're both great. So first, okay, so it doesn't matter to you which one I put. Okay, that's going to be a tough one. So I'm going to let the boys decide which one goes to Isaiah, and then the other one is what will go in the pack then. Thank you. That helps. Okay, so I will change gears here and just stay online more just to show you how to make another magnetic sheet, just because I did but didn't. So I took a piece of cardstock or just plain copy paper, because really these are just as thick as copy paper. This is a 20 pound, so you could use a 24 pound if you have. Whatever you use doesn't really matter. And then obviously all my stamps will go on there and then go inside. And then this goes here on the front. So I can stick that on now, which is great because then I have space to write down when this stamp set was actually created. So I'm just going to take some tear and tape, because that is the most effective and easiest way, because this is glossy. And I'm going to add that to here. Okay. And then I'm going to add that to the bottom. Okay. So I've showed you how to make a card using this set, and then now I'm showing you how I transform it to the new packaging. So when you come to my crop, this will be in the new packaging. Eventually, I think I would like to switch everything over, because it does save a ton of space. Like, no word of a lie. It's crazy how much you can pack into a bin. So I use the bins from the dollar store. Like, seriously, that's all. You can also buy the bins from Amazon. Okay, so now we need a magnetic sheet. So we're just gonna grab the same one I used from the dollar store. And we're gonna cut that open, because if I use the roll, it would be too tight. So if you miss this in the beginning, you're catching it here on the end. And I'm gonna move this up just a bit. Okay, so these are the Crafter Square. I think you find them with all the pictures. Okay, so you can even use this as a backing, just FYI. It's thick enough. Okay, so we had our sheets, and I'm gonna do this the right way. Okay, so these are still a little sticky, which is just literally strips of the tear and tape. So you could add a bit more. So I'm going to do that. Now, I don't need both sheets. I just need enough to fit. And what size? How much did I cut off on the bottom? So maybe we'll do that now, just to make life easier. I cut off about, let's say 3/8. So let's take this. It's using my paper trimmer. We're gonna cut off 3/8, which is pretty much the notch just before 1/4. You can do 1/4 if you want. And then we also are going to cut off 3/4 of an inch. So we're gonna line this up, and then we're gonna cut that off at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so this is now our actual size. So then we're gonna take this, I'm gonna peel it back a bit, and then we're gonna take this, because this one's a 2, whereas like 2-piece, I should say. I'm not saying it's 2, like it's some kind of quality thing. Should move that out of the way, sorry, so then you can see better. Okay, and then that pulls back, just pulling it back. And they should be straight. If not, as a little crooked. No shocker there. And then we're just going to add this other piece here on the bottom. Okay. Then I'm just going to take that to my paper trimmer and trim that off. So this becomes garbage. Oh, it didn't go all the way. Use my glue scissors to just fix that. And then I have that little bit there, because I didn't flush all the way. And, oh, I'm off a little. That's fine. some assembly required here. Now the new packs are perfect size, so you don't have to do this, but because we're using the old packs, I personally like to just make it all fit. Like, why not? So we're just gonna cover that. Okay. And then I'll use tear and tape to cover that little tiny corner there. That little overlap we have. I think it fell off. It did. So let me put tear tape there because it's sliding. See all these fun little mishaps? Okay. I'll put some tear tape. Just because I want that little bit covered. Oh, come on. Why is it being so picky? I don't know. Because I can't cut straight. There. I'm keeping that piece on because it overlaps. Oh, my tummy's growling. Did you hear that? Guess I need some brekkie. Or I didn't have enough. I didn't have a big brekkie. Okay. There you go. So that's our back. So now we have a little more stability on there. Now, where's all our dies? Okay. So we have this one. And then I think I stuck the circle down here in the corner. What did I do with the big one? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Then we have the big one. Remember this guy? He's so big. Let's see if I can. I think I twisted it this way to make it fit. Okay, and then leaf, 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 leaf. And there were how many? Where is my guy? Okay, it says there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So that's my 10. So then all I do is I like to keep these with it because if I ever sell it, then I can return and add that in. This is where my dies go. So then I put that along the back. And then I grab my extra that I got from my bundle. I think that's inside. There's a piece inside there. And now, I always like to have my front, like the dies facing the, or the stamp set facing the front. So I'm going to slide that in first. And then I'm going to slide this in, which is the back. Okay. Ta-da! And there. So now I have an old set in the new set ready to go and use. And there it is. So that's the Changing Leaves bundle. So again, very similar to the new set. And I grabbed, remember I grabbed this extra pouch from this die set. So now I have two, one new, one old, ready and converted to be able to pack and use wherever I go. So there it is. So thank you for joining me. I hope those tips and tricks for today help. And I hope you do get some Stampin' in today. Have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Happy Stampin'!